Hey everyone, Justin with Bousquet Realty Group here. It is May 1st, so we are doing a question day every single day for the month of May to do the series that I was talking to you about in my last video. If you could do me a favor, you can ask your own questions in the comments below, and I'll make a video, or I can either just answer your question in the comment there. I'd love for you guys to subscribe. If you hit the link and subscribe, and then hit the bell for notifications, you'll get a notification when my next video comes up. Hopefully this information is useful to you. I'm going to try to cover questions from buyers and sellers, and I'm just going to answer them. And hopefully the answer I give you helps out. So without further ado, here is the first question of the month for May 1st, 2021. And here we go. So my first question, a really good one, by the way. How long have you been a real estate agent? So if you're trying to sell a piece of property, or try to buy a piece of property, this is a great question to ask. It determines a real estate agent's experience level. It also determines by how they answer the question, what type of real estate agent you're dealing with. So I think ultimately the answer depends on the agent and how it defines them. I mean, when you answer questions, an agent should be transparent, and they should be able to come up with an answer that's not only shows the integrity of who they are, but also shows them a little bit about what they've done, where they've been, and the overall experience level of the agent itself based on some factors. So one of them could be sales experience, for instance. So not every real estate agent has been in the business for 25 years or 19 years. They don't have that period of time to draw on that experience. I am in that category. I've only been doing real estate for 2 years, but that doesn't mean that I don't have any experience in selling things. I've actually been selling things in the automotive industry. I also worked for a big box retailer, and prior to that, and I also, I go all the way back to waiting tables when I was out of high school. I've been selling things and upselling things and negotiating and dealing with tactics from an entry level to a managerial level to a mid-level managerial level, depending on what company I was working on through the years. Got plenty of years in the automotive industry, so I was on the service side of the business, so I was dealing with repairs and maintenance, and also triaging issues from an entry level to an advisory level to a managerial level. So to be honest with you, I've got lots of experience outside of real estate that helps me as a real estate agent negotiate and determine value, and also give you the opportunity to see the process and be transparent about it. So even though I've only been in the business for 2 years, I've spent the last 2 years studying the market, and what I've come up with is this, and this. These are the things that I've seen. Perspective is huge, but transparency and integrity is probably the best answer you're looking for if you are trying to sell a piece of property, or if you're trying to be represented in the purchase of a property. You want to make sure that just because they may not have as much experience, but they are willing to work and do the work for you, and then you're not constantly having to nag them for the information. They should be reaching out to you. There should be an open line of communication. There should also be a standard of best practices. Each laws or I shouldn't say each laws. See, these videos aren't going to be perfect, but the laws in each state are different. So having an agent that knows the laws in the state of Connecticut when it comes to, whatever it may be, it could be a rental, it could be buying, it could be selling. It's just knowing what those are. Somebody who's cognizant of deliverables, dates, hard deadlines, inspection contingencies, the appraisal contingencies, things like that. So, a real estate agent should be able to answer this question for you, but it's not going to be as simple as I have 2 years in the business. If that's the answer you're getting, I'm going to implore you to dig a little deeper, because really, as a seller or as a purchaser of property, you're really going to want somebody who's going to work for you, who's going to do the work for you. And it's a labor of love. It takes time. It's a process. At times, it can be frustrating. So you need somebody who's going to be able to go to bat for you and do some negotiation. There's going to have to be a period, an area in which these people have practiced this before. If you've got somebody who it works on a team, that's great. But their team experience is not their experience when it comes to negotiating. They do have a wealth of information, hopefully, on that team that they can draw from, and hopefully they've mentioned that to you. So just a quick tip about that. It's a good question for people who are just starting out. Also, diving deeper into how many clients somebody's represented over their career will give you a better idea of their experience level. That doesn't necessarily mean just because they have years of experience as far as being a real estate agent, that those experiences were good experiences. So I implore you to look at things like reviews. And then like anything, you should be getting more than one estimate. You should be interviewing more than one real estate agent. So if you've got a friend who's been in the business for a while, that's great. But I implore you to talk to at least 2 other people that have been in the business. 2 people that, other than the person that you were thinking of having you go on to help you. And I think it's important because anytime you're interviewing somebody for a position, you want to make sure that they have not A, your best interest, but B, that they're going to work really hard to maximize the value for you, whether they represent you as a buyer, or they represent you as a buyer's agent, I should say, or they represent you as a seller's agent. I'm going to stick to the seller side for this particular thing. This is your largest asset, folks. A home is more than likely the largest purchase you've ever made. And unloading that largest purchase takes a level of skill and commitment to you that you should not sacrifice. You shouldn't say, okay, well, they're good enough. So hiring a friend or hiring a family member who just got their license is good and bad. So it just depends, on what you're looking for. You want to see if you can find somebody out there that's got some experience, got some good reviews, and can answer this question in a way that makes you feel comfortable about moving forward with the process. So just to summarize the question, how long have you been a real estate agent? The answer to that question should be different for every real estate agent, because their experience really has to come into play. And then you choose the one that works best for you. And I know that could be a hard conversation if you've got a friend or a family member who's a real estate agent and you don't end up having to go with them and you have to say, hey, look, I went with somebody else, but tell them why. Here's why. Give them some feedback so they can get better at what they do. That's just it's just something that I've experienced over a period of time, over the last couple of years that I've been in the business. I've had friends and family members that have chose other real estate agents other than me, and when they're almost reluctant to have that conversation with me because they feel like it's going to hurt my feelings. In a way, I'm a little bit hurt that they didn't help me or help me in my business. But to be quite honest with you, I want to know that feedback so I can help serve other people better down the road. And that's the only way we get better in this business, is by helping others and gaining that level of experience that makes you a real elite leader in the industry. So if you're an agent and you're hearing this and you're looking at this and you think this content was great for you, just like I said, continue to listen. I'm going to do one video every single day. So with that, all right, everyone, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. And we'll have another video tomorrow. All right. Bye.